Welcome to T-Boys TV. We're here for Championship predictions, game week 45 and 44. There is a game that wasn't played in the last game week and will be played on Thursday next week, so we will get into that. Moving on to the first game, Blackpool versus Millwall. Massive game this for both teams. Obviously, Millwall have slipped out of the playoffs. They usually do have a habit of doing this. They are taking on Blackpool, who are obviously trying to stay up. It's massive for both teams. Friday night football. How do I see this one going? Mate, honestly, I see Blackpool winning this game, being at home. Millwall having a bit of a slip-off. Obviously, their last game, they did lose to Wigan, another team, in the relegation zone. And I wouldn't be surprised if Blackpool got a result. I'm going to go for a 1-0 to Blackpool in this one. Moving on to the next game, Sunderland versus Watford. Now, obviously, Watford looking like they won't get playoffs. I'm loving to see that, obviously, as a Luton fan. Wilder will probably be gone at the end of the season. They're taking on Sunderland, who are a team in the playoffs. What a first season they've had. Even if they don't end up getting playoffs, what a first season back that is. To be competing at the top half of the Championship, brilliant. And I think if they don't get playoffs, they can just build on it next year, and they'll be even better. So yeah, as for my prediction in this one, just the way Watford have been, I can see Sunderland winning this. They do concede sometimes at home, a lot in their recent games, but I don't think they will in this one. I'm going to go 2-0 Sunderland in this one. Moving on to the next one, Bristol City versus Burnley. Now, Burnley, congratulations to Burnley. Obviously, they did officially win the league against their rivals Blackburn, so they would have loved that one. Did watch it. What a goal it was to win it as well. Thoroughly deserved it. Obviously, we've been saying for weeks. Obviously, they've won it anyway. It's just a matter of time before they actually do it. I don't think they lifted the trophy or anything, so I think they're saving that for their home game. So, yeah. In this one, they're away against Bristol City. Bristol City haven't really got much to play for now. Burnley, I think they'll be celebrating, obviously, from that. So for that reason, I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Moving on to the next one, Derby, Coventry City versus Birmingham City. Now, Birmingham tend to put up good games against Coventry, usually. Coventry, again, another team, in that playoff race. They currently are in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they are as well, aren't they? I'm going to back them in this one. I'm going to back them in this one narrowly. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw, but I'm going to go 2-1 Coventry. Just the fact Birmingham haven't really got too much to play for now. They're going to stay up. They might want to frustrate Coventry though. Obviously, like I said, it is a derby, and they might want to try and, get their playoff hopes out, sort of thing. So yeah, moving on to the next game, Reading versus Wigan. Now, massive game at the bottom. This is both teams obviously in the relegation zone. Reading 22nd, Wigan rock bottom. If Wigan lose, they are relegated. Now, obviously that was the case against Millwall, and they beat them, which I did expect. Not 2-1, but I did say 1-0. Reading, it's interesting. With Reading, it really is. Obviously, the points deduction is the reason they are in that position. So, yeah, this one, I'm going to back Reading because they're at home. I think it's going to be a narrow victory. I'm going to go over 1-0 to Reading in this one. Moving on to the next game, Hull City versus Swansea City. Now, Swansea still have a chance of getting playoffs. I think they have to win this game, and then it'll come down to the last game for them. They're taking on Hull though. Hull are a decent, solid side. I think they can build on what they've done this season. Since Liam's come in, obviously their manager, they're a lot better defensively. So it's an interesting one, this one. Hull are at home, and I think they can frustrate Swansea. So I'm going to back them to do that. I'm going to go over 1-1 draw in this one. Moving on to the next one, Sheffield United versus Preston. Again, congratulations to Sheffield United. Obviously, they gained automatics winning against West Brom the other day. Obviously, I did do a watch along. West Brom were poor in the second half, but you have to give Sheffield United credit. They just capitalised on West Brom being so poor. And, obviously my team, Luton, we were in the conversation for second, but I thought in the end Sheffield United would get it, especially having a lot of favourable games at home. And plus, you know, Luton had 2 games left. They had 4. Obviously, now they've got 3. So, yeah, you know, and a lot of them games, 3 of them games I felt, you know, were not difficult, but I felt like they would be the edge, the Sheffield United, but they weren't going to be easy because 2 of the teams fighting for playoffs and the other teams obviously fighting to stay up in Huddersfield, but I just thought they'd do it in the end. So, congratulations to them. So, they will be in the Premier League next season. But, yeah, they are taking on Preston in this one. Preston, team fighting for playoffs. Did watch their game the other day against Blackburn. What a game that was. How do I see this one going? I don't know why. I've just got a feeling, even though Sheffield United, you know, they're not playing for anything now, I reckon they'll win 3-1. I don't know why. I just think they will. So I'm going to go with that. Gut feeling, really, that one. Moving on to the next game, Stoke City versus QPR. Now, QPR obviously got that very impressive win away at Burnley, which, you know, a lot of people would have expected. One of my mates, shout out Harry, he did expect that, though. Not a 2-1, but he did say a 1-0 to QPR, and we was all looking at him like, you're right, mate. I just thought with Burnley being at home, you know, obviously to win the title officially, that's where they would do it, but clearly not. Stoke, you know, they had a bit recently where they were getting some good results, you know, slapping up Sunderland away, beating Blackburn, having some decent results. But then since that 0-0 draw to Norwich, they've sort of slipped off a little bit, losing to Bristol City at home, losing to West Brom at home, taking on QPR. I think if QPR if QPR win, they stay up mathematically. And I think they will win. I really do. I'm actually going to back them to get an away win. Obviously, the last time they did win away was obviously their last game away from home. So I'm going to go over 1-0 in this one to QPR. Moving on to the next game, West Bromwich Albion versus Norwich. Now, massive game when it comes to the playoff battle. It's one of them where, based on other results, if one of the team wins, the other one could... one of the teams wins, they could be in there. West Brom, I did back them against Sunderland. I knew it'd be a 2-1 game. I just thought it'd be to West Brom. Norwich, I'm not convinced they'll get playoffs. I think West Brom have more of a chance. And for that reason, I'm going to say a 1-0 narrow victory for West Brom in this one. Moving on to the next game, Cardiff City versus Huddersfield. Massive game when it comes to the bottom. Cardiff obviously picked up a win against a team nearby in Rotherham, which is obviously a good result for them. Taking on Huddersfield, it's interesting with Huddersfield. I think with Huddersfield, it will come down to their last game. I want to say their last game of the season, because that's against Reading, whether they'll stay up. I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. I'm going to go over 1-1 draw. So yeah, that's that. And now moving on to the Monday games. The early game, 1 o'clock kickoff, is Rotherham United versus Middlesbrough. Now, Middlesbrough obviously took a defeat to Luton in their last game. Bit of a controversial penalty. See, as a Luton fan, I will admit that. But it's about time, you know, something went our way, even if it shouldn't. Because the amount of times things should have gone our way, but they didn't. It's one of them. You know, Coventry, when we played them earlier in the season, their keeper literally dived like a goalkeeper with his hand, and it wasn't given as a penalty. Sunderland, Diallo dived, you know. The list goes on. The list goes on. And that was only our 4th penalty of the season. So, you know, it tells you all you need to know, really. But yeah, they're taking on Rotherham, like I said, Middlesbrough. I do think they'll win this one. To be honest, I think they'll bounce back and win this one. I'm going to go over 2-0 to Middlesbrough. And then moving on to the last game, saving the best till last, eh? Blackburn Rovers versus my team, Luton Town. Obviously, I will be doing a watch-along. How am I feeling going into this game? I'm feeling confident we won't lose. Honestly, with 12, I think it's 12 games unbeaten now. You know, obviously, you know, it's not official that we still will get third. Obviously, if we do win this game and Middlesbrough don't, then we will get third. But obviously, if both teams win, it comes down to the last day still when it comes to it. I'm feeling confident. Blackburn, you know, they're very inconsistent. Obviously, they need to realistically get a result, you know, if they still get playoffs, preferably a win, of course. But I'm just feeling confident we won't lose. Just the way we've been, you know, is just unreal. You know, the last game we lost was Burnley, and we shouldn't have even lost that. You know, I saw Burnley fans saying that was one of their hardest games of the season, and they won that game. So it tells you a lot. So yeah, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident going into this that we won't lose. That's for sure. Injury news, obviously we've got players coming back apparently. Potts is looking like he'll be back. That's good for another option. Osho and Burke hopefully soon as well. Woodrow, it might be a bit longer. It might actually be by the time we're playing in the playoffs. So it's all interesting. My score prediction, I'm going to go with a famous 1-0 Luton. I was thinking a draw, but I just think we'll win. Obviously, we are trying to cement this third place. And then moving on to the last game. This is obviously not part of this game week. It's part of last game week, but I'm going to do my prediction for it now. On Thursday, Huddersfield Town taking on Sheffield United. Now, Huddersfield obviously trying to stay up, like I said. Taking on Sheffield United, who haven't got anything to play for now. Obviously, they already gained promotion, like I said earlier. I don't think Huddersfield will quite win, but I'm going to back them to get a draw. I'm going to go over Desmond, 2-2. Huddersfield at home as well do have some good results. You know, you look at, especially recently anyway, you know, look at against the higher up teams as well. Drew to Blackburn. They'd have been a bit gutted the way they conceded last minute. That was a 2-2 as well. Beating Middlesbrough. You know, they've had them results. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 in that one. But yeah, people, they are my championship predictions for game week 45. And then obviously the rescheduled game. Do let me know your score predictions down below in the comments as well. Apologies, it is a day later and it is on the day of the first game. It's just I had a hectic day yesterday. So yeah, and I'm trying to get in all this content as well, like regarding Premier League predictions and that. So yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a scheduled stream. Do want to follow me across any of my socials. Links to them are in the description. Do subscribe to my other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra. And yeah, I will see you lot in a bit. Take care and peace.